A study of nearly 2,000 children found that those who reported playing video games for 3 hours per day or more performed better on cognitive skills tests involving impulse control and working memory compared to children who had never played video games. Until now, Mars has been generally considered a geologically dead planet. An international team of researchers led by TV. Zurich now reports that seismic signals indicate volcanism still plays an active role in shaping the Martian surface. Before a heart disease diagnosis is made, your healthcare provider will gather your full medical history and perform a physical exam. If your doctor suspects heart disease, blood tests will be ordered to check your cholesterol and triglyceride levels, as well as look for proteins that could signal heart failure or plaque in your arteries. Movies are an integral part of us, they mirror what we believe and how we coexist as people. It is easier to see our concerns, attitudes, flaws, and strengths in films than it is to decipher them from our daily interactions. When our prevalent beliefs and ideologies are challenged in films, we are sometimes able to interrogate ourselves and embrace change. One of the great contributing factors to mental illness is the idea that we should at all costs, and at all times be well. We suffer far more than we should because of how long it can take many of us until we allow ourselves to fall properly and usefully ill. Surgeons in New York City successfully attached a pig kidney to a human patient and watched the pinkish organ function normally for 54 hours. Such procedures have been done in non-human primates. However, this is the first time that a pig kidney has been transplanted into a human body and has not been immediately rejected. As climate change brings more wildfires to the western United States, a rare fungal infection, valley fever, has also been on the rise. It causes coughs, fevers, and chest pain and can be deadly. The culprit fungi thrive in soils in California and the desert Southwest. Wildfires appear to stir up and send the soil-loving fungi into the air, where they can enter people's lungs. Please read the article that was given out yesterday. Please read the article that was given out yesterday. Compiling a bibliography can present a major challenge for some students. Please make sure you use the standard form of quotation. Please make sure you use the standard form of quotation. Living in the 21st century is increasingly stressful. By logging in, you agree to all terms and conditions regarding your enrollment. We weren't able to agree on the appropriate independent variables. We weren't able to agree on the appropriate independent variables. The chemistry building is located near the entrance of the campus. The chemistry building is located near the entrance of the campus. Unfortunately, she didn't have enough money to buy the car she wanted. Unfortunately, she didn't have enough money to buy the car she wanted. A letter was sent out to inform clients about the change in service prices. A letter was sent out to inform clients about the change in service prices. A hypothesis is the first step before an idea becomes a theory. A hypothesis is the first step before an idea becomes a theory. Some claim that chocolate can reduce your chance of a heart attack. Some claim that chocolate can reduce your chance of a heart attack. So this is the big benefit of a universal philosophy. It says it applies to everybody. Well, looks like that doesn't, 205 or 206 countries in the world. And you've got something that applies to everybody. That's a bit strange, isn't it? No, says the liberal theory. There are some value structures that apply to all of us. You couldn't have the United Nations without it. It couldn't tell you that the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is without this idea of values that apply to all of us just because we are humans. Now, the idea is to test that as well. Why is sport universal? Why does everybody play football? It's because the values are specified at a very thin level at the top. There are these rules and we all have to abide by just these rules. But there are lots of things about football that aren't rules specified. So Brazilian football is different from Italian football, British football, German football, from Spanish football. It's culturally specific but acknowledges that there are these universal general rules to apply to everybody. It's rare to find an adult who actively still wonders what their parents think. But that isn't to say that we aren't wondering about our value in more general terms. It's just that we may, without noticing, have taken the question somewhere else and very often, to particularly harsh modern figures of authority, media and social media. To this pitiless arena, the self-doubting person now directs all their fears of unworthiness and panicked desire for reassurance. To a system set up to reward sadism and malice, they constantly raise their phones and implicitly ask, "Do I deserve to exist? Am I okay? Am I beautiful or respectable enough?" And, because social media is built on the troubles of the individual soul, the verdict is never a reliable yes. One is never done with cycles of fear and reassurance seeking. Every time their spirits sink, which is often, the self-doubting sufferer picks up their phone and begs to know whether they have permission to go on. If this might be us, we should grow curious about, and jealous of, people who are free. They are so because someone long ago settled the question of what they were worth and the answer has seemed solid ever since. Social media is a roar in the next valley, not a mob in their own mind. Learning from these calm souls won't just involve deleting a few apps, we will have to go further upstream, back to the baby self, whose alarmed inquiries we must quiet once and for all with ample doses of soothing, until now absent kindness. What do we call the musical instrument which has 6 strings? What type of body covering helps to insulate burns? What do we call a table showing days, weeks and months of a year? What do we call the phase in a trial in which both parties interrogate each other?